Hello everyone and welcome to our acrylic heart paint pouring kit. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are watching this video, that means that you have purchased a heart pouring kit and you are about to receive step-by-step instruction on exactly how to create your paint pour. Now maybe you've done paint pouring before and maybe you haven't, but we like to do paint pouring here in the studio because it's the epitome of the process. We learn a lot of new techniques, we practice some new things. You get to customize your colors, and the rest is up to you and the technique. So there's not a lot of control in the process. There's a lot that we have to kind of learn to let go, which is a great practice in a lot of areas of our lives, maybe. So before we get started, let's go ahead and dig in. You should have gotten a box that looks something like this, and inside your box has all of your kit supplies. So inside there you'll find a tray that looks something like this. This is a tray that's just going to catch any of the paint that we pour so it doesn't make a mess on your table surface. You'll also find a bottle that looks like this. It's a white bottle with a squeeze tube, and this has flood in it. We'll talk a little bit more about what flood is later, but in the meantime, we're just going to set this to the side because we don't need it quite yet. We also have lots of paint cups. So we tried to give you all of the primary colors, A+ if you know what primary colors are, red, yellow, blue. We use these to make any color in the rainbow. We also have a neutral metallic. In this box it's got gold. We've got some black and white paints. We should have lots of stirring sticks to help us mix our paint. They're these wooden craft sticks. We should also have some paper paint cups. So we're going to use these Dixie cups to help us mix and pour and lots of fun things. Each kit should have 5 cups. And then we also have our hearts, our little wooden hearts. You'll notice there's a magnet on the back, so it's a little bit purposeful. After we paint it and your paint dries, you can stick this in a place to remind you of all of the wonderful things, right? So now that we've got these out and we kind of know what they are and we have a little bit of an idea of what we're doing, I would encourage you to set the space. So maybe set down some newspaper, a tablecloth, some napkins, just in case. I'm in the art studio and my hands are always covered in paint, so I'm not too concerned about it. This is acrylic paint, so it does wash off of surfaces like your table pretty easily when it's wet. Clothes, not so much. So if you need to put on something to cover your outfit or maybe change your outfit, right now would be a good time to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and encourage you to pause, prep and set up whatever you need to prep and set up, and then once you're ready, come on back, press play, and we're going to dig into exactly how to do our heart acrylic pouring. All right? I'll see you back in just a second. All right, friends, so now we have all of our goodies out and we are ready to get started. For the first step, what we need to do is set out our tray. Like I said before, this is going to catch any excess paint that we don't need. And we're going to take one of our small paper cups and we're going to turn it upside down. This is just going to help us prop up our heart. Oh, it looks so cute. And we're going to set it right on top of our paper cup. That way when we pour the paint on top of the heart, it's going to drip and run off of the edges and it won't be sitting in this puddle and then get stuck in the paint and all the things. So it just lifts it up so that all the paint can drip off, and that's all we need to do for that. We're going to set out 1 cup to the side. I'm going to set it over here by my flood just so I know that it's separate. And then we're going to put 3 other cups together. Now here is the fun creative part for you, okay? In each of these 3 cups, we are going to mix 1 color, and you get to decide what color that is. It can be any color you want. It can be your favorite colors. It can be colors that match your house. It can be, maybe you can let another family member mix their own color, whatever you want to do. There is no right or wrong choice for what colors you make. Sometimes I like to encourage people to mix totally different colors. Sometimes if our colors are too similar, they blend. Like for example, if you had a royal blue and a navy blue. They might not be different enough that we can see the difference. But really, aside from that, any color on the table, we're going to mix 3 different ones. Now, using these cups of paint, maybe the color wheel that's on your little direction sheet, you get to decide how you mix those colors, okay? And if you're not sure how to mix those exact colors, normally if you were in the studio, I would say, just ask me and I can help. But this is pre-recorded and I'm not actually here and I'm not going to be that helpful. So instead, I'm hoping that the color wheel kind of lays out a little bit of a map for you to know how to mix your colors. We also like to try to encourage our artists to kind of customize their colors. So for example, maybe you really like throwing red paint. Maybe, maybe you really like red. But instead of just pouring plain red into a cup, we could instead try to maybe add a little white and soften it up, or add some black and make it more of a brick tone. So customize it by adding different colors together to make it your own shade of color. You could even add a metallic to it to make it shiny. Now, we do not need a ton of paint in these cups. So no matter what colors you mix, we only want to go about 1/4 of an inch deep. Now, these measurements are very-ish measurements is what I call them, because it's about 1/4 of an inch-ish. Doesn't have to be exact. We just don't need a ton of it, okay? So using the paints that you've got, we're going to mix 3 different colors, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next, all right? Let's do it. All right, so a couple of tips and tricks for you here as I'm mixing my own colors. All of the colors mix and blend differently, but I know that black and red are 2 of the strongest pigments. So if you're adding black to anything, or if you're adding red to anything, a little bit goes a really long way. The best part about mixing colors is that if you add too much of one color, to correct it, you just add more of the other color. So for example, in this cup, I have red and white. I was hoping for like a very lightened red, not pink. We'll see what I can do. And if I add too much white and it looks too pink, all I have to do is add more red. The trick might be when we get to how deep we're going, maybe we'll come a little bit more over of 1/4 of an inch, but that's okay. It's 1/4 of an inch-ish, right? Yes. All right, so we're going to add all of our colors together here. Once you've got all of your colors in your cup, we're going to use the stirrer sticks or the wooden craft sticks to mix them up, okay? So go ahead, continue adding colors, mixing, and then when you're ready, we're gonna start stirring, okay? Okay, I have 3 colors mixed and ready to go. They're all 3 totally different colors, and I chose them because I wanted to do different shades that were interesting and contrasting. So for whatever reason you chose your colors, I hope that those are all special and important to you and have some meaning behind them, or maybe you just really like them and that's enough of a reason to do it too. If you are finished stirring and mixing and you have all 3 of your colors ready to go, we're going to go ahead and go on to the next step. But if you're not finished and you're still stirring and you're still mixing, go ahead and press pause. And when you're ready, all you have to do is press play again and you'll be ready to go on to the next step. Okay? Okay, so after we've got all 3 of our colors mixed, we are going to bust out the flood. It's a very fancy term. Just kidding. It's not that fancy. It's actually found in the hardware section at our local store. But flood is an acrylic medium that we add to acrylic paints to help it move and travel. Right now, if we were to dump these paints out, they're going to be very gloppy, right? And kind of gloopy and plop all over the place. The flood is going to help it run and be smooth. And it's also going to keep all 3 of our colors from mixing together to make one muddy mess. So what we're going to do, we need about a 50-50 ratio of paint to flood. So if we have about 1/4 of an inch of paint in here, we're going to add about 1/4 of an inch of flood. Again, very ish measurement. Doesn't have to be perfect and exact. And we're just going to take our bottle. This is not a technique necessarily, but I think it works. So it's more of a theory, okay? Go with me here. May or may not be correct. But I think when I add flood quickly, it creates lots of little paint bubbles and cells. You'll see what I mean later. And it just kind of makes an interesting effect. So I'm going to squeeze it in there kind of fast, about half paint, half flood. Same for this color. I accidentally mixed a little bit more of this color. So I'm squeezing in about half paint, half flood. And same for my last color, half paint, half flood. If you don't use all of your flood, totally fine. And if you think you might not have exactly enough, also okay. Remember, they're very ish measurements. We should have about the right amount, but if you mix a little more paint and you think you need a little more flood, it's not that serious. It's okay. We can kind of take ourselves a little bit more lightheartedly during this. Not that serious. We're not going to screw it up. Once you've got the flood in there, we're going to mix it and stir it all together. You want to mix it so that you don't see any of the white flood anymore. Interesting fact, the flood does not change the color of your paint. It just helps it travel and move. And when it dries, it's going to be just like normal. Okay. Oh, this is so fun. I could do this all day, every day. You guys can watch this on repeat and do it as much as you want. All right, so I have all 3 of my paint colors stirred up and ready to go. I am going to take out my stirring sticks and set them to the side because we do not need to stir anything else for the remainder of the video. That's actually kind of important. We don't want to stir anything else. So even if you feel inclined to stir something, don't do it, okay? All right, so we have our 3 colors, and we have 1 more cup that we have saved for last, right? Now what we're going to do is take all 3 of these colors and pour them all into this empty cup, our last paper pouring cup. How you pour it in there is up to you. There is no right or wrong way to do it. I have seen people pour 2 cups in at once. I've seen people do all of 1 cup and then all of another cup. Personally, I like to do little layers of each color. So I'm pouring in a little bit of each. And we don't stir it, right? If nothing else, the only thing you need to know, maybe not the only thing, the most important thing you need to know is that we do not stir the paint, okay? I am layering it up. I'm intentionally not showing you my colors too because I kind of want it to be a big magical surprise. We'll see. This is it for this color. Oh, I guess you can kind of see it's a shade of red. Maybe not the exact shade. I'm going to set it to the side since I'm finished. And we're going to do this until either A, we use all of our paint like I just ran out of my red, or B, we reach the top of our paper pouring cup, okay? And I've kind of done about both. I'm almost to the top. I'm about right here. And I am almost out of all of my colors. But this should be more than enough paint to cover our hearts, okay? So what we're going to do, if you've got all of your paints poured into 1 cup, we're going to take our hearts, magnet side up, okay? And we're going to set the heart on top of our paint cup, trying to seal all the edges. So we want our heart to cover up any open space on our cup. And again, the magnet's on top. This is the exciting part, okay, before we do this. This is what we like to call a dirty pour because we've mixed all of our paint into 1 cup, making it dirty, right? And we're going to flip it over and we're going to watch it explode on top of our hearts. Are you ready? So on the count of 3, or maybe watch me first, and then you can do it in your own, give yourself your own count of 3, right? I'm going to count myself down, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to flip this over, keeping the cup and the heart touching. We don't want them to come apart, okay? I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to set it back down on my little paper cup that's kind of supporting it, okay? 1, 2, 3. No pressure. I'm going to set it down here. Now, I've done this a time or two. Not that I'm an expert, but it did stay sealed. I didn't lose any paint. It's good to go. I'm just going to let it set here. And right now, all the paints that I put inside of my cup are moving and traveling based on their densities and how much flood I put into it. So if you're ready, you can go ahead and flip your cup. Ready? I'll count you down. 1, 2, 3, flip. Good job, I think, hopefully. We're going to set it down on top of our supporting cup, and this is the last and final step, okay? The most exciting one, too, if you ask me. Now, I want to try to support my heart, so I'm just gently going to hold on to the edges here with my left hand. My right hand, because I'm right-handed, I'm going to use to lift this cup up, and it's going to explode the paint all over the heart, okay? Once I lift it up, I'm gonna leave it setting above there so that the different colors are dripping and dropping onto the heart, trying to get out as much paint as I can until I'm ready to set it down, okay? Are you ready? This is the magic, friends. Ooh, it's a little suction-y. Oh boy. So you can see what I was saying about the dripping off of the cup. I'm kind of letting it drip and drop. Oh my gosh. This is moody. I love these colors. The great thing is that even if we mixed the exact same colors, even if we tried to pour it in, oh, so good. The exact same way, this is going to be different for everybody. And that is probably my favorite part of acrylic pouring, is that no matter what you do or how you do it, it's always different. So in your homes, you can try the same thing, and I'll show you what this looks like in just a second. By now you've got your paint cup on top. Go ahead and lift it up and watch your paint explode. So magical. So great, right? All right, friends, all we do from here is literally watch paint dry. And it's the best way to watch paint dry. It moves, it travels, gravity pulls it around, and then once it's finally dry and completely, there are no wet spots, no wet drips, all you get to do is stick it on your favorite magnetic surface and admire it for as long as you want. Maybe gift it to somebody if you want to share some creative love. But hopefully it serves as a reminder for you to just take some time to enjoy things and remember that creating is important, and I need to remind myself of the same thing. So thanks for letting me teach you. Thanks for letting me remind myself. I hope you had such a great time, and I look forward to being able to do this again soon. Have a great time, guys. Bye-bye.